Hello and welcome back to a cool breakdown. Today I say we, I'll be breaking down a call that I did for a fitness offer, and I'll actually be watching a training that the sales team leader did for the other closers, using my call as a demonstration. Because I help out with the training there for the other closers, and my calls are used for training purposes for the other closers. So I thought I would just, in this case, use that recording of the training and, see what they have to say about it, and then potentially give my own thoughts as well if I have something to add. Okay? So this was a call that was done for a lead for a fitness offer. The call was very, the prospect started out very withholding, very not giving the real reasons, not giving the real pains, and so you'll see me getting this prospect to open up and actually digging for the real pain and how I do that. Okay, so let's just dive into it.
Okay, so let's get this called up and let's just watch this because I was literally just listening to this now, and this is a really good example. Like I said, he gets a deposit in the end for this guy, but this guy is like hardly giving him anything, and just see how he can like really leads this conversation. It's really well done. So share. Oh, wrong. Turn the camera off. Right. Here we go. I'm going to speed it up a bit so we can get through it, but not too much so you can still hear it, because what is it like? Yeah, I'll put it on 2 times speed.
Let's dive into it. My name's Simon. I work together with Hussein, right?
Can you hear first of all?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
Cool.
Obviously, Hussein is the coach. Okay, I done the calls here on the front end, and really goal of the call is to have an OBS conversation about fitness, right? See what your goals are, your motivations, your struggles, maybe.
Yeah.
See if we're aligned, if it makes sense, if Hussein can help you, for sure, right? And if he can, I'll show you exactly what he does. And if we can take you on and we offer you a spot and you like it, we can get you started. If not, that's okay too. Okay,
Okay.
cool. So what's, Danny, in your opinion, is the biggest challenge that you have with your fit?
Do you see how he's like proper neutral as well, and like really like he's in his authority? So like, big mistake a lot of people do if they're like too excited or like talk really fast at the beginning, it can like create sales resistance in the other person. So it looks like you're trying to sell them something. So he just comes across so neutral and calm.
Fitness at the moment.
Well, professional.
Yeah.
What do you mean challenge? Like how I want to look?
Challenge as in kind of what motivated you to go on the call?
Mm, Maybe because just I don't know. I'm fed up by being just skinny.
Okay. How much do you weigh?
In kg.
Yep.
Around like 60.
60 kg. And how tall are you?
185.
And how long have you been going to the gym for?
Probably like 2 weeks now. I just started.
You just started. You just
Yeah.
started. Okay. You just started. Okay. How come you just started, but you already want to get some coaching?
My friend's been doing it, and I don't know. I really wanted to start training.
But you didn't want to just start by yourself. You wanted to get some coaching straight away.
I used to train a bit like the summer. I did it for like 1 month, I think, and then I quit. And then I came back just now.
Okay. And okay, good. And but how long have you been following Hussein, by the way?
Huh?
How long have you been following Hussein?
Just heard about him like yesterday.
Well, okay. And you already kind of asked to sign up to get some coaching?
Yeah, because I like the way he did.
Cool. You already you already got to place into the call. So that's awesome. Okay. All right. Well, look. Tell me why why you being skinny?
I don't know. It's just like
Do you see what he's doing there?
Just digging into the pain that he said he's got at the start.
Yeah, because the guy's not giving him much at all, is he? He's just like, yeah, just want to go.
Just want to sign up.
Yeah, he's proper digging in.
being skinny. It doesn't really like fit me in my height at least, and I don't really like it.
What's so bad about being skinny?
Like especially if I work.
Even that question
Mm.
is like, what's again? It's just him being neutral, not like us saying, not us agreeing with him that it's bad to be skinny. We're asking him like his perception of it because he's telling himself. So he's like, what's so bad about being skinny?
There's like cables and shit. That are like they weigh a lot. and then I'd be having trouble about lifting them and doing my job.
Okay, so being skinny has actually affected you at work.
Yeah, kind of.
Has it also affected you in other areas of your life?
Maybe like sports.
Okay.
I used to play a bit basketball before, and
So, sports. In what way does it affect you with sports?
mm, it's more like the energy you get, or I don't know really.
What about social? Has it affected you with your social life?
Not really.
So is it just cable? Is it just cables that carrying cables?
My Microsoft Classic. You see, the prospect is just saying like, I don't know, not really, no. So I was just getting data and just touching on different subjects to see if I just find something that catches on, right? Just very chill, very relaxed, right? I know what type of prospect he is, the type that's kind of just, yeah, not giving anything. So I'll just say cool, just keep touching on different areas until something sticks, and then go from there, essentially, right?
Cables at work, or was there more to it? You have to say it's getting skinny.
See that?
Like,
question there?
Or did he
there's
just
more
ask
stuff,
you
but like,
catch up?
So the guy wasn't saying much. He was like, "Well, has it affected this? Has it affected this?" And he was
Yeah.
like, "Not really." So then he was like, "Well, let me play it again." So listen to what he does here. It's very clever
Yeah.
because he's like, it's almost like, well, there must be something.
I don't know.
So
He's basically refusing to settle for his answers, and he's like, I need you to tell me."
sports. In what way does it affect you with sports?
This one like the energy you get, or I don't know really.
What about social? Has it affected you with your social life?
Not really.
So is it just cable? Is it just cable carrying cables at work, or is there more to it? You know, when you say you're getting skinny.
Not like
Literally, the only thing he's said so far about any possible problem that got him on the call is that he feels when he's carrying cables for his electrician shop, they feel heavy to him. Right, that's the only thing he said so far. Okay, just make that clear.
So he said the only struggle he said is he struggles to carry cables at work. Obviously, that's not a big emotional reason. So he wasn't giving him anything else. So he was like, "Oh right, so is it just carrying cables at work, or is there more to that?" And I was going to open up.
Yeah.
Can you guys, Jack? Oh, it's you were frozen then. Are you there?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you. My internet just cut out for a second, but
Oh.
I can hear everything. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if that was me. That's good.
there's more stuff, but like I get exhausted really fast too. But like if we are mounting something on the what's it called, the ceiling, then you have to be like standing and holding it for a while, not to like put it in place and shit.
So then you also you feel like it.
Second thing he said is he gets exhausted holding, mounting lights on the ceiling or whatever when he's standing there. Guys, do you think that's the reason that he came to coaching and would close? It's not, right? So, don't like take this as the answer.
You don't have enough strength there as well.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What else got you training in the gym 2 weeks ago? I'm just curious.
Still asking him.
It was like really, I didn't really have nothing more to do, so I just wanted to stop training again because all my friends did. And then I want to get my body a bit bigger than that.
How much bigger?
I don't bulk a lot, but like maybe 20 kg more.
So you want to be 8 kg?
Yeah, probably.
Oh yeah. Cool. That's what I weigh.
Yeah.
And I'm 185. So yeah, that sounds good. Why 80? Why 80 kilos?
Because I feel like I want to be kind of slim and not so big.
So let's say it helps you get to 80 kilos, okay? What do you think changes in your life at that point?
To be honest, I don't know
You don't know?
Listen.
what changes.
Yeah, like imagine you're walking around 80 kilos, right? You're fucking big. You're carrying the fucking electric cables like the straws for your cocktail, right? You're as fuck. You're 80 kilos. Picture that. How's that feel to you? What would change in your life?
So is he talking about goals now then, at this point?
Yeah, he's asking. He's gone into now the impact of being at that goal, which I think is like the next bit on the script.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't using a script, and I wasn't officially going over to goals here. I was just still digging, but digging digging from the other side, if that makes sense, right? So what I'll do if the prospect hasn't opened up yet and actually hasn't told me real pains, I'll just come at it from the other side. We'll ask, okay, so let's say, you know, so this is your goal, right? And then let's say, you know, we help you get to that goal. What would actually change at that point for you? Then depending on that answer, that gives me more idea of what they're actually going for and why they're actually doing it, right? Well, I think, you know, I'll be more confident. Oh, okay, so then I know, okay, it's a confidence thing. Okay, so then I go from the other side again. And what way are you not confident now, right? And then I bring it again to the now and the pain now. Once I've just asked from a different direction, essentially, right? What the pain is. So I'm not like talking about goals yet, really. It just sounds that way, but I'm really still in pain discovery. I'm just coming at it from a different point, a different perspective, and see if that gets them to give me something, then I can go from there. And then yeah, the other thing I did before was I started like joking around a bit. I was like, I essentially got not fed up, but I got like, okay, like listen, like imagine, you know, what did I say? Let's just go back actually and see.
Still asking him.
It was like really, I didn't really have nothing more to do, so I just wanted to start training again because all my friends did.
Mhm.
And then I want to get my body a bit bigger than that.
How much bigger?
Mm, I don't bulk a lot, but like maybe 20 kg more.
So you want to be 8 kg?
Yeah, probably.
So yeah, I'm only getting more data around goals here where he wants to go, so that then I can ask, okay, and what would change at that point, and then I get another idea, a better idea of, okay, why does he want to go there now, right?
Oh yeah. Cool. That's what I weigh,
Yeah,
and I'm 185. So yeah, that sounds good. Why 80? Why 80 kilos?
because I feel like I want to be kind of slim and not so big.
So let's say it helps you get to 80 kilos, okay? What do you think changes in your life at that point?
To be honest, I don't know.
Again, so then what changes at you? And then he's like, I don't know, right? So then what do I do at that point?
You don't know?
Listen.
What changes?
I'm like, you don't know?
Yeah, like imagine you're walking around 80 kilos, right? You're fucking big. You're carrying the fucking electric cables like the straws for your cocktail, right? You're as fuck. 80 kilos. Picture that. How's that feel to you? What will change in your life?
I get a bit more detailed. I say, okay, imagine you're carrying those cables. If you tell me that's why you're here, imagine you're carrying the cables and they don't weigh anything to you, that you're carrying them around like fucking cocktail straws. It's easy. Picture that, right? Make him picture it. How would that feel like to you, okay? I need a bit more clarity from you here, okay? I'm not rambling on about how great the coaching is and how it's going to help you and, oh yeah, okay, you want to get stronger at work. Okay, cool, yeah, makes sense. Next question on the script. Okay, here's the pitch. Like, fuck no, dude. Like, you're going to have to fucking open up and tell me why you're actually here, or we're not moving on from this, right? Simple as that. And I'm just sitting back saying, okay, why? Because I need to know, right? And so, if you don't tell me, I'll ask in a different way until you do.
So is he talking about goals now then, at this point?
Yeah, he's asking. He's gone into now the impact of being at that goal, which I think is like the next bit on the script.
Yeah. He's like taking a different route to like try and find out what the motivation is, just because he's kind of asked why a bunch of times and not got anything from him.
Yeah, so this guy is right. That is what I was doing. Like I said, I was taking a different route. I was coming at it from the other side.
Yeah. He's dug and he's got some stuff. Like look how many questions he had to ask just to get the guy to tell him stuff that he wanted to add on 20 kg in size. Like he had to keep asking because all he was saying is, oh, my friends are training, I want to go gym, or the cables are heavy at work. So he's had to probe him there. Now he's going to like, how's this going to impact him? And the guy was like, I don't know. So then he's had to get really descriptive and ask the question in a different way.
Because like I know this is still not the real pain, the real selling point, the cables. So I'm just asking in a different way until he gives me something that'll like click for me, and then I hammer in that point, and it will come. I will get to it.
Wait, so it's the same question, but in a different way that the guy can understand it and answer it.
He's like got a much more kind of parochial with him as well. Like he's like joking around, started swearing. Like he's made it seem like he's just chatting to a friend now.
Yeah. His whole demeanor on the sales call is pulling the prospect in, because like it's that whole push-pull thing. Like he's in his authority right now. He's like really calm, confident, and he's like neutral tone. Whereas if we're over talking, we're excited or that's going to make the other person pull away. So like he's pulling this guy in, which is awesome. It's all about his demeanor.
Yeah, it's like he's interviewing him. Maybe he won't let him join.
Yeah, because he's now what this is doing is because when you get on a call with your prospect, like they will see you. When they get on a call with you, they'll see you like your status in their eyes will either raise or lower by how you speak and the questions you ask. So this guy right now is looking like an expert that's there to help him because of the questions he's asking. Like it's like he's coaching him, isn't it? He's coaching him with his questions to help this guy find out like his real reasons why he's on this call. And this is what I mean by like your advanced skill set of knowing how to ask these advanced questions to help that person, to cause them to think in a way they've never thought before. And that's when they're now starting to come up with this stuff, and then they're like, I need to do this. This is a very good call.
I will guess wrong.
Yeah, that is my frame, like kind of like an interview / detective kind of thing. That's kind of my frame, as in I'm not here to really immediately sell you on anything, right? I'm not here to convince you of how great our product is. I'm not even here to just find your service level motivations, right? I'm only here to find out if you have actually a deep internal commitment to change and a real urgent drive to change. And most people do. It's just hidden underneath many layers that most closers don't go deep enough to actually find, right? And that's why they don't close. But they did sign up to get on a call. They did come knowing it would cost something, and they clicked on the ad anyway. So something is driving them, and it's not going to be just the most superficial stuff. Otherwise, it wouldn't have been subconsciously enough of a drive for them to even click the ad. Okay, so my frame is I'm going to find out what that is. If I don't, I'm not pitching you, right? So you have to tell me what this is, and it's my job to find it. And this is why I'm asking you questions, because even for your good, I'm speaking to the closer now, to the prospect now. Even for your own good, if you don't have an internal commitment and an internal drive and something strong that's driving you to actually change now, then even if I pitch you, first of all, you won't have enough commitment to actually take action on this today, and you won't have enough commitment to actually implement this. So even if I were to even let you on the program, you probably wouldn't be as successful with it as you could be, and you probably wouldn't, come onto the program, even though it would be helpful to you, because you haven't overcome your own limiting beliefs, or you haven't overcome your own resistance to investing, or you haven't overcome your own, discomfort of actually making a change, because change is uncomfortable, because we haven't gone deep enough on uncovering and making clear what's actually driving you, and making clear what the consequences of an action for you, in your case, in that sense, actually are. That's my frame, and that's why I run sales calls.
Stronger. And I would. I don't know. It's a hard question.
You're still not giving them much lay.
Well, I'm curious because most people that come up coaching, they come because they really want to change something. Like something is not right in their life. Okay.
Yeah.
You told me your was being skinny, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious about why, because everyone has a.
I'm changing my tone here as well. I'm shifting the energy of the conversation. So far, I've just been very calm, casual, in my frame of, okay, why? You gotta tell me, interviewing him essentially. I'm now softening my tone a bit and becoming a bit more passionate and a bit more energetic to kind of evoke an opening up from him, right? The conversation's been a bit flat energetically so far, right? Which is how, that's fine. Right now I'm shifting it a bit, becoming a bit more passionate in my own voice and energetic. What I will do now is actually bring in a relatable story from myself, which I don't usually do because it's not about me, right? So it's always about just asking questions, really. But in this case, I noticed it would be useful to bring a bit of a personal, human, relatable touch of my own journey that'll give his mind some example and some context for my questioning and get him to open up. So you'll see me do that now.
When reason. I had my reason. I used to be fucking 60 kg as well. Right, I can show you a
I'll
picture.
go back a little bit.
I would get stronger. And I would. I don't know. It's a hard question.
You're still not giving him much loo.
Well, I'm curious because
So it's a hard question. I'm gonna give him now, yeah, like I said, a relatable story to myself, plus the context of why I'm asking him these questions, which will then, get him to open up.
I mean, most people that come up coaching, they come because they really want to change something. Like something is not right in their life. Okay.
Yeah.
It's only affect with being skinny, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious about why, because everyone has their own reason. I had my reason. I used to be fucking 60 kg as well. Right, I can show you a picture of how I looked. And Hussein used to be even like. Have you seen Hussein before in our pictures?
Yeah, I've seen them.
What do you think about them?
Yeah, he was really skinny before.
What do you think about his transformation?
It's pretty nice to train for only 2 years. It's nice.
Yeah, I'll show you how I used to look, right? You see that?
Yeah.
That was me, 60 kg. And then that was me last year, like 90 kg.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like, fuck, I feel like shit when looking in the mirror. I feel so shit. I feel so insecure and unconfident. I don't want to date any girls. Like, holy shit. Saying he hates himself, right? And he wants to get confident. He wants to also become a coach, right?
Yeah.
And start his own, coaching business, his own brand, right? He had that dream for himself, okay? And getting jacked allowed him to create that life he now lives. Where he's helping other people, coaching, earning income from it, earning a good income from it, right? Living that life. That was for him, right? So for you, man, I'm curious. What's that for you, man? Why do you want to become big? Why don't you like being skinny? You can't be the electric cables. Come on. You know what I mean?
See what is the plan?
Yeah.
He's like, come on, what is the real reason?
More like.
Yeah, I just flat out called him. I dropped 2 relatable stories of myself and of the offer owner and our motivations. I got a bit more passionate about it, more energetic about it, and then at the end I just even flat out said, like, come on, bro, like, it can't just be the electric cables. Why are you really here, right?
Whereas most people would.
So, like, context for the questioning, relatable story, call to action, come on, bro, like, why are you really here? Like, then watch how he opens up now.
Just move on.
Yeah.
You've got enough. But this is like, you dig until you've got that big answer.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just moving on, he would have never closed if I just moved on, or like followed a fucking script. Oh, okay, electric cables. Okay, yeah, makes sense. So, like, bruh, like that's not sales. That's like order taking. Okay,
All of my friends.
that'll only work with like complete layups.
Started training, and then they've been training for like, I think 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been seeing them grow, and they just got bigger and bigger. So I just felt like I want to get the same level as them.
Right. Okay. What level are they at now?
I'm not really sure. The one of my friends, they are like 80k now. 80 kilograms.
Kilograms, yeah. Uh-huh.
And got one more friend, but he's 100 kg. Like, he trains, but he's still bulking.
So how do you feel having fallen behind your friends in that way?
Question.
Yeah. That's good.
How it feels.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I'm just like,
When do you kind of notice that? Are they going to the gym with you? Are you going to the gym with them?
yeah, I usually go to the gym.
At this point, I've locked in, right? It's like I started the call a bit like gathering data, where, prodding, suggesting different things. Nothing there. Okay, cool. Then okay, raise the energy, make it relatable, give him context, and then call him out. What's the real reason? Then you opened up. Okay, it's actually because my friends have overtaken me. They've gotten past. I'm falling behind. Boom. There we go, right? That's the real emotional reason, okay? Not the fucking cables at work, right? It could be also something that's bugging him, but it's like this is a far more emotional, deeper reason than that, obviously, okay? So here it is, I found it, now we're gonna go deeper into it.
Is that when you notice that, like, hey, my friends are stronger and bigger than me?
Yeah.
Is it like... Go ahead.
There was a point when I went to the gym in like summer, it was smaller. And when I quit, I didn't like hang out with them usually. And then when I wanted to start training again and came back to the gym, I saw them get bigger and stuff.
So how did that feel, knowing that they kind of took you and you fell behind?
It felt kind of shit.
Okay. What's so shit about your friends being bigger than you?
Because they'd call me skinny, but I don't take it offensive. So I just want to prove them wrong.
They call you skinny?
Yeah, they'd be hating about it.
What I always do, really simple way to get even deeper, another layer deeper, is even like in a not a skeptical way, but like in a like what's even so bad about that, right? Never treat a reason as obvious. Oh yeah, for sure, that makes total sense. Okay, move on. No, like you've missed going another level deeper. Okay, so kind of like, layer 2 shit reason. My friend's overtaking me. It feels bad. Okay, what's so bad about that though? Then you go to layer 3. Well, because of this and this. Okay, what's so bad about that though? Right? And I'm not chasing them and trying to sell them yet, or like, moving on to a next question on a script, or, oh yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, and our program will definitely help you here, blah, blah. No, it's like, okay, lean back. And I'm still like almost skeptical, almost like pushing away, like, but hold on, what's so bad about that? Not like, oh yeah, that's so bad, right? I'm sure your program will really help you. Like, no, like just keep going deeper.
Mm-hmm. When, at what kind of times?
Not when we are at the gym.
Got you, okay. And that annoys you, bugs you? How does it make you feel?
That annoys me, but like, I know how to keep my calm.
Okay. Alright, so that annoys you. So they're calling you skinny, and you do feel skinny.
Yeah.
Right. And you're getting tired at work, it's holding you back in your work a bit.
Yeah.
By not being strong enough. Right. Yeah. Okay. How long have your friends been bigger than you and calling you skinny at the gym?
It's always been like that.
How long is always?
Since I met them, and it was like in 7th grade. They always been big, but like.
So once you have gotten deep enough in the layers of what the actual emotional drive is, the emotional pain, and you've gotten details on it, then you can package it into a how long question of how long has this exact deeper level of specific pain been going on for, right? Package it that way, and then it's pretty strong.
Yeah. 7th grade, and you just left school. So what's that, like 5-6 years ago, or what?
Yeah.
6 years ago?
Yeah.
So for 6 years, you've been feeling skinny, and your friends have been calling you skinny?
Not like 6 years. I would say a bit
See what he's doing now?
Yeah.
less.
What
Like,
building the gap?
yeah.
And showing him like how long this has been going on.
Fair enough. But for that amount of time, you have felt skinny, and you've allowed yourself to stay skinny.
Yeah.
Why have you openly started going to the gym 2 weeks ago and look cool now?
Because
Scheduled a call now, I said, in case that the audio cut out. Basically, if such and such a pain has been going on, why have you only decided to change now? Getting a why now. So I wonder, how long has the pain, what's the deeper level of the emotional pain? How long has that been going on for? And then considering it's been going on for this long, why have you scheduled a call to fix this now? Because then I'm getting the pain, the duration of the pain, and then the emotional spike of pain that's led him to actually want to shift now. Those are all good things to know to close.
before I used to be lazy. I had other stuff to do, and now I just feel like I want to do something better for my health, and I just want to. I don't know how to explain it. I just want to like better myself.
Hey man,
You realize that you weren't the best that you could be?
Yeah.
how's it going, team? You alright?
Yeah, how are you? Just we're watching. So this is a call that Simon's done. It's a really great example of somebody giving him nothing, and he's having to really dig by the way he's questioning it, and it's brilliant. So we're like 14 minutes into it, but you'll still get loads from watching it now.
What made you realize that? Your friends or
Kinda.
kinda?
Yeah.
Anything else that made you realize that?
I don't really know. I really like it myself too, but like they were mostly my friends.
Okay, understood. And in terms of health, why did you say you want to be more healthy?
because I've been eating a lot of junk food and shit. And I just want
See, like all of his questions are like, he's getting the guy to tell himself. Like the guy is saying this to himself. Yeah.
He's just really good at listening. Like he picks up on every little detail and he doesn't skip over it. And he just probes more questions. Like me, when like someone's like speaking loads, I almost like I'm fixated on one point they've said, and then I almost have like forgotten about everything else. But he's just like he's not missing anything he's saying.
And he also, sorry,
Go on.
he does like he doesn't like he's literally like it's like a 5-word question thrown back at him every single time. He's not like speaking for quite a while. Like I kind of almost go a bit monologue-y at points. I think that's because I'm trying to like say. Meanwhile, he's like, okay, and why this? Okay, and what about that? Like it's really like he just keeps on throwing it back on him so that he's saying everything. So that's cool.
Yeah, he's hardly talking, is he? He's just asking if the right questions, and the guy is selling it to himself by telling himself this. It's a really, really great call.
What does that mean before it's too late?
because I don't want.
Yeah, so as I said, one of the things that I do well and that I do good is I listen very well, I listen very closely, I pick up on everything. Nothing gets past me. If they say something that I notice is something important for moving the call forwards, some sort of pain there, then I pick up on it, I dig further into that, right? And that's how I keep calls going deeper and deeper and moving along towards the close. And, not just going on to the, next question on a script or whatever, right? And the second thing is, it's not powerful talking stuff at the prospect. It's you want to get them to say everything, essentially. And you're only really telling things in some cases of, giving some context to questions, clarifying your questions, or like I did at that one point, giving one relatable story, which I rarely do, but in that case it was appropriate just to give them some more context and get them to open up, right? But otherwise, you're usually just digging deeper into what they say and asking deeper and deeper questions from what they say in order to just get the things and uncover things that you need for a close, which tends to be pain, deeper levels of pain, deeper levels of drive, duration of pain, then why exactly now, whose responsibility, get them ownership, right, consequence of not taking action, that kind of stuff. And everything I ask is targeted towards getting those things, no unnecessary fluff, but just digging deeper and deeper into those things, right, until I find those things. And there's no pitch before that, essentially.
Because it's not like good for your health.
Okay. So you see your health worsening if you don't stop the junk food?
Yeah.
You know what he's doing right now? And this is what, he is being a problem finder, right? That's what he's doing on this call, and that's what we want to do, helping them. Like I said to you guys, be a problem finder, a problem solver. And he is just going deep with this guy, and he's being so curious. Even the way that he's asking it is in that curious kind of concerned way. Do you see what I mean? He genuinely seems concerned the way he's asking. He's so you've done this and this, but what about this? And he's keeping that neutral tone.
Yeah, pretty much.
And how important is your health?
It's very important.
So how long have you been eating junk food now, and impacting your health that way?
Probably yes.
For years you've been eating junk food, and then it impacts on your health.
I haven't gotten any impacts, but I've been eating a lot of food, but I recently just quit because I was fed up by eating shit.
Okay, so you realized this recently that hey, I've been eating junk food you've been eating junk food for the last years, and do you feel like it will start impacting your health in the future if you do, or what?
I feel like it.
Okay. So, whose responsibility is all of this? Your health.
That's smart.
Nice.
So for
That question,
Getting responsibility, yeah.
powerful, right?
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
yet now you felt skinny, right?
Yeah.
And you've been eating junk food, and that will impact your health.
It's almost like he's calling him out with that question. He's not trying to tell him that he needs to do this or tell him why he should do this. He's just asking the questions that the guy's telling himself. It's whose responsibility is this? And they're going to say mine.
And if you were to keep doing that, right, your friends have been calling you skinny, that makes you feel like,
That's important, and I see a lot of closers missing that part actually. It's like, yeah, they're getting maybe pain, although it's usually not deep enough. They're even getting some duration, but it's usually not specific enough. And maybe they're getting even some consequence, but it's not clear enough. But something that often they completely miss is actually ownership and responsibility. Of like, if that's not made clear and the prospect doesn't make the connection between, like literally really make the connection between the pain, the duration of the pain, and them, their responsibility, they're still subconsciously, having excuses, right? Or having rationalizations about this and why they're in this position. They haven't made really the deep connection yet between their situation and their own lack of action and their own lack of ownership, or they haven't seen that ownership. Then that also will stop it from closing right often. So that's really important, getting that ownership and this responsibility. All of this pain and stuff, like whose responsibility is this? Whose responsibility is the person and the situation that you have today? Is it external circumstances, or is it the result of your own choices and actions? And if so, are you at the point where you're ready to start making some new actions and new choices, right?
right? And in your work, you started this new job after school, which I'm sure was exciting, but you realize you're feeling too weak at work to carry these cables for long amounts of time, right? That's all you back there too. Is that kind of accurate?
Yeah.
Okay, man. So, how much longer? How many days longer do you want to keep being skinny? Potentially not doing the most for your health.
Boom.
I don't want to be skinny though. I want to like start working out right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
With the most help you can get, like the most quickest efficient way to bulk up, right?
If it takes time, it takes time.
So then why do you think Hussein is just a coach for you?
Because I like what he did, and like I don't want to keep doing what my friends be doing, because I be like doing the same stuff as they do, and I don't really like it what they be doing. I just want to change it up to what I want to build up.
Why don't you like what they do?
Because I don't. They be doing like a lot of legs, chest and stuff. But when I seen techniques like with the chest and back, wait, what was it? When he had like on Monday he had like chest and back, and then on Wednesday he had what was it? It was
Yeah, I mean he does different splits depending on what works best.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone's different. So what you'll do anyway is find out what works best for you.
Yeah.
Everyone's different, right? That's what he specializes in. I'll tell you more about that in a sec. But it sounds like you feel like you want to catch up to your friends, but you don't want to do what they're doing. You want to do something different. You want to do something even better and catch up to your friends.
Yeah.
Right? And you don't want to go another day feeling skinny, not prioritizing your health, and being in a position that you've been for the last 5 years of being skinny and of falling behind your friends and then calling you skinny. Right?
Yeah.
That weighing on you, right? That affecting you. You're not being the best that you could be at work.
Yeah.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Gotcha, man. Cool.
Do you see how what he's just summarised there? If he'd have just moved on after like the first couple of questions he'd asked, he would have got none of that.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? That's how we do it.
Well, look, have we covered everything? Or was there anything else that I should know? Or does that cover everything?
I don't got nothing else to say.
Okay, well then, I don't have any more questions, right? I want to commend you for taking the step, right? You saw the story, right? You took a chance. You got selected for the school, okay?
Yes.
So that's awesome, and I want to commend you for then following through with the step, okay? I asked you all these questions for 2 reasons, okay? First one, to see if Hussein can definitely even help you, right? Could you just...
This is my transition I came up with. It's saucy, to be honest. If I do say so myself, I really like it.
You've seen this before and after pictures.
Yeah.
You've seen mine before and after pictures. Bulking up, putting on weight, putting on mass is exactly what he specializes in, okay? He's skinnier, probably skinnier than you.
Nah.
No,
I don't think
okay.
so.
Just before and after pictures, he was very skinny.
Yeah, but I think I'm skinnier right now.
Okay. So then that's something that you need to get fixed, right?
Yeah.
Got you. Okay, well look, bulking up is a speciality, okay? So you're going to find out exactly what you need. You do some training and nutrition, make that change happen, okay?
Yeah.
So that's a fit, right? That's a fit, okay? Secondly, I also asked you all those questions to see if you even have the internal commitment to actually make a change, because that's important, right? People that come on, yeah, I want to maybe put on 5 pounds. 5 pounds ain't a lot, right?
Yeah.
Big goals. And, yeah, I want to do it, next summer. no, we want to fix problems. We want to fix them now. Okay, so to see if you even have an internal commitment to change, right? I think we went pretty.
So if I've communicated, scarcity, this is an opportunity with limited spots. I've communicated, okay, I asked you the questions for 2 different reasons. First of all, to see if we can definitely even help based on what you said. Yes, we can. This is exactly what we specialize in, right? X, Y, Z. And then I'm communicating again. Like the reasons I asked you, also the questions, second reason is to see if you even have an internal commitment to actually change. Okay, because that's what that's the kind of people we're looking for essentially, right? That's what you'll also need to actually see a big change, because this is a big change. We're not talking about just £5 here. We're not talking about small changes. We're not talking about changes in half a year or in 1 year. We're talking about big changes now, right? And you need an internal drive to actually make that happen. And based on what we talked about, you do. So that's a fit as well, right? Just reaffirming that and qualifying that as well.
Be deep, okay? And I think we have something that's going to fuel you, right, to actually make a huge shift in your life. Okay, implement all of this, actually be successful with action on the coaching, following through, right? Because the saying can give you all the stuff, but it's also on you to also execute it well, right? Yeah. So it's your responsibility at the end of the day. Okay, you just make it as well as help you as much as possible. Okay, but you can only help someone that wants to be. Now, but yeah, I think we have something deep that's going to fuel you to actually shift. Sounds like bulking up will change a lot of parts of your life. Okay, so finally, not feeling and not being skinny anymore, bulking up after it sounds like 5 or 6 years. Okay, right? So yeah, in that sense, there's only. It was 3, now it's 2 spots left in this coaching cohort now. So saying, what's the story? Just a few people, right? Some of them join.
I'll cut it here. Basically, yeah. So I transition where I recap the pains. I tell him it's a good fit for XYZ reasons, and I tell him we've gone deep enough to find an internal commitment to change for you to actually take action and implement this, because this is a big change that we're talking about, not a small change, but in that case it will work. And just reaffirming also responsibility and reaffirming how much of an opportunity this is for him, etc. And then I pitch, right, and make it also adapted and specific to him, and then I closed, right? So do you guys think you would have closed if I had sold him on being stronger for his fucking cables at work? No, right? Obviously not. So if it's not a lay down prospect, you can't just be, just moving on to the next question after the prospect gives you some bullshit, right? You have to fucking either not directly call it out, but you have to keep prodding and keep digging until you find something that's actually where you notice, okay, this is actually it, right? And then dive deeper and deeper into that, and then, go from there, okay? And that's where you actually make the close. That's what actually being a closer is, what being a salesperson is. Not just a glorified order taker, but someone who actually dives deep into what the real emotional problems are that a prospect has, in many cases, even only subconsciously, not even consciously realize yet. That's what actually drove them to get to the ad. And that's what needs to be uncovered onto the table for them to actually close and make the decision on the call to actually pay you a bunch of money, right, to get that fixed, because the urgency and the real pain was made so clear that it would be irresponsible and silly to not take action right now. Okay, that's what being a closer is. That's what I did. We'll cut it off there, because I did want to keep these breakdowns actually shorter. I would like to keep them under, at least, 40 minutes, ideally 30 minutes. We're at 40 minutes now, so I'll cut it there. But yeah, good call from me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya. So guys, what you just saw there was a correct discovery with a prospect that isn't opening up and giving you anything, right? Literally anything. That's responding with, I don't know, not really. Right, one-word answers, not giving you the real pain, not opening up. That's how you do it, okay? You saw the importance of feeling and intuiting what a real pain is and what's only just a service level BS reason that the prospect is telling you to avoid giving you the real pain, right? Then, once you've realized that, not moving on, okay? But keep digging, once you've got to the pain, right? And you've once you realize that you haven't got to the real pain yet, keep digging, right? Don't move on. Ask the question in different ways, right? Till eventually, if needed, a straight up vibe shift in the conversation, a context clarification, and then like literally a soft call out on, needing a straight up answer and what's the real pay and what's the real reason, and getting them to finally open up, okay? Then once you're onto the real emotional driver, keep digging to find out the reasons why it's actually bad, and why is that bad, and why is that bad. okay? Go multiple levels deeper, multiple layers deeper, right? Then stretch out that pain with a, asking a how long question, right? Make the duration of the pain clear. Then get responsibility and ownership from the prospect, okay? Connect the current pain and the duration of the pain to their current actions or lack of action, right? Or lack of better action, and get them to take responsibility for their life, okay? Connect those things, tie those things down. Then get clarity on why they've chosen to reach out now, right? Maybe the pain has been going on for multiple years, okay? So why have they only reached out now to do something about it? Okay, maybe something specific happened that spiked things, or that brought things to a boiling point, or that, some huge consequence of not doing things right now, right? Get additional reasons for getting this fixed now instead of any other time, right? Then potentially show them what their continued lack of action will lead to, the consequences, the cost of inaction, and then simply ask, how much longer are they wanting to live like this, right? With that real deeper pain, with those real costs. Are they done with what they've been doing and actually ready to make a change now, okay? If yes, and not a day longer, then the prospect is ready to be pitched and will close with no objections, right? That's how it goes. Okay, so those are the notes, the summary, the takeaways of this discovery, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.